Oh man, DeSantis. He ain't looking too good, y'all. And not just amongst the wokes anymore. For a while, it looked like DeSantis' rise was unstoppable, but then he went after Mickey. If he had actually gone to the place he wants to take over and watched Fantasmic, he would have saved himself and the Florida taxpayers some time and money. Mickey defeats way bigger baddies on a nightly basis. Yeah, you don't take on Disney and come out looking better on the other side. He was never gonna truly win this battle. For one thing, Disney's got like OJ lawyers. They've got a cavalcade of Johnny Cochrans with Asperger's ready to fight. You're not beating them with your buddies and your yes people. You know how I knew DeSantis was in for it though? When Disney said they weren't going to fight the takeover. I was like, ooh, they're gonna loophole this ass, aren't they? And they f***ing did. Like that whole rule against perpetuities King Charles III stuff, that's crazy. That's billion-dollar lawyer shit right there. They used the name of a British monarch to stop land from being claimed? That's a historical irony that not even Quentin Tarantino could write. And then people finally liked Charles for a little bit. Because who doesn't love a good sex toy? Yeah, Disney got people to like King Charles by essentially turning him into a sex toy. They used him to f***ing ass. And they public forumed this. This was right there for DeSantis and his people to notice, and they missed it. Like, I almost always thought that DeSantis knew what he was doing. And I mean that in a terrifying way. But that really sowed some seeds of doubt in my mind, which got a lot of water when he started upping the ante. Like, putting toll roads in Disney? What are you doing, man? That just punishes the guests, not Disney. You're gonna punish the people giving your state billions of dollars in tourism revenue? Now it really doesn't look like you know what you're doing, Ronnie Osmond. Like your boy Trump. And he talked about like putting a prison by Disney? Like that's not what a leader does. That's just bullying. Not really living up to your favorite first lady and being best, are you, Ronnie? But when he started all this we saw right through it. I mean, how could you not? You know, it's because Disney decided that LGBTQIA people are people and that talking about them is fine, which Disney cast members had to speak up and threaten to walk out to get Disney to do. Never forget that. But yeah, they didn't agree with the whole homophobic humid Hitler thing he had going. And so he punished them. Not surprising, people like DeSantis always skip the First Amendment and go straight to the second one. But if he really cared about businesses having a lot of power, he would have done this right when he took office. But Disney also stopped political donations, which is a really dumb thing to punish if you want to look good. People from all over the political spectrum have been complaining for years about corporate money dirtying up politics. And when one company stops doing that, you punish them? A rare bipartisan issue, and you're going against it. You really think any of that is gonna make you look good against the company that helped raise literally everyone alive in America? That's the other thing about him taking on Disney. There's no way he can come out looking good because Disney has been the unmatched master of emotional manipulation for a century. Even the most self-professed anti-woke folks will set foot on Main Street USA and get that feeling. Ah, yes. This feels like a time when segregation would be legal. Y'all, this is the company that convinced you that Zeus was a loving family man. This is the company that choked up hunters when a deer got shot. This is the company that made you cry when a fucking bug died, and then made you cry even more when he impossibly turned into a star. This is the company that made everyone believe that a man who got dismembered by a flying little sociopath was a bad guy for hating that kid. And DeSantis thinks that his whole homophobic 21st century Frollo shit is gonna look any better? Disney has made far better people look far worse. They can make easy work of DeSantis, especially when he already looks like Gaston and LeFou. And y'all, he's looking so bad against Disney that people would rather go back to the petulant, criminal adulterer insurrectionist. You must have really up if you're driving people back to the guy who spent a week bragging about passing a basic cognitive test. Like, I knew DeSantis was in for a ride when this whole thing started, but I thought it was just gonna be like bumpy the whole time, like a space mountain. But nah, y'all, he's on a downward plunge. Turns out he's on a splash mountain with the racism and everything. So yeah, I don't know which way this is all gonna go, but like, no matter what, DeSantis is losing either way. He either loses with his play for power, or he loses with the public, and therefore loses his presidential bid. But he's not a candidate, so we'll see if and when that changes.